That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, I was just mentioning that John Watts has got a Star Wars series coming out. I'm going to admit, like as a massive lifelong Star Wars fan, the last 3 seasons of Star Wars television I have watched, I have not liked. Because I believe Andor was 4 ago. I think since Andor, and correct me if I'm getting my timing wrong, but since Andor, we've had Mandalorian season 3, which I love Mandalorian, but season 3 was flat. Then we had Obi-Wan, which was despite a strong start, was not good. And then you had Ahsoka, which did not have a strong start and was still not good. Had its moments, though. I'll give that to it. Definitely had its moments. But so I have not enjoyed the last 3 seasons of Star Wars television coming out. There's a season coming out in just a few days called The Acolyte that I've been very excited about for almost 5 years. Being showrun by the showrunner of Russian Dolls, which is great. I've not loved the trailers, to be honest with you. I just, you know me, I call it as I see it. I did not like the trailers. The first reactions, though, including from some people who I know do not like Disney Star Wars, have been very positive about The Acolyte. So I'm like, I haven't liked the trailers, but I'm hearing from people that don't even like Disney Star Wars that they really like the show. We'll find out. By the way, side note, this morning, Fandango dropped tickets for an early fan screening of the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte in theaters. As soon as I went to look, they were all sold out, though. There was a theater in Colorado that still had some seats.
So I'm getting tickets right now.
Yeah, but all the ones in California were already sold out.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for them.
And we looked at it an hour and 45 minutes after the tickets went on sale, and every California screening was sold out. So, I mean, maybe there's some excitement for this. Anyway, so now we are less than a week away from the show debuting. And now we've got some character posters came out with some actual descriptions of the characters. Not in-depth bios, but it gives us a little bit of a look. So they start off here with the headliner, Jedi Master Soul, played by Squid Game's Lee Jung-jae, and he's playing Jedi Master Soul, and they describe Soul as, Master Soul is a wise, highly respected Jedi Master, strong in the ways of the Force. Still and stalwart, Soul has a deep sense of compassion and will defend those who cannot defend themselves. He is a powerful warrior with intense emotions, so he's Vulcan, with intense emotions that he uses his Jedi training to balance. So instead of logic, he uses his Jedi training to maintain balance. So that's Jedi Master Soul. Then we move on to Trinity. We got Jedi Master Indara, which I mean, put Carrie-Anne Moss in anything. I'm there. Anyway, Indara is described as Master Indara is a Jedi Master of great physical and mental skills. She has exacting control of her Force abilities, exuding a sense of command and authority with just her presence. Though she does not seek combat, she is skilled enough to engage on her own terms. Then we move on to May, which we've seen a lot in the trailer. May is described as a mysterious young woman with a tragic past. May get swept up into a sinister mystery, one that puts her into the center of a conflict in unexpected ways. She's determined to exact vengeance on those who wronged her, and little can stop May on her quest. All right, then we go to one of the more talked about characters out there, Jedi Master Kelnaka, who is being played by the same actor who played Chewbacca in the recent movies, Jonas Suotamo, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, big dude, met him. He's a monster. Anyway, Jedi Master Kelnaka is described as a Wookiee Jedi Master. Kelnaka has sequestered himself in the tangled jungles of Kofar. He is a loner who lives a solitary life. A little bit of Yoda in there, I guess you could say. Then we've got to Daphne Keene, X-23 from Logan. Daphne Keene is playing a character called Lon. And Jeki Lon. And Jeki is a Padawan who's described as a skilled and studious Padawan learner. Jeki Lon shows great promise in her path to becoming a Jedi Knight. The Padawan apprentice to Master Soul is young, but she projects calm and conducts herself with maturity. So, our first kind of insight into the description of them. Here's the thing, Rob. You guys know, ever since they announced The Acolyte, that has been my number one most anticipated Star Wars show that I've been looking forward to. Star Wars Disney Plus, other than Andor and a couple of seasons of Mandalorian, which were great, I think it's fair to say it's been a mixed bag, right? Again, I didn't like season 3 of Mandalorian, didn't like Obi-Wan, didn't like Ahsoka. So, you know, my enthusiasm for Acolyte waned a bit. Then the trailers came. I didn't hate the trailers. They didn't take away anything from me, but they were flat. There was nothing about the trailers to increase my excitement for these things. And so I found lately my enthusiasm muted. As a matter of fact, even when one of our viewers said, John, we got The Boys and House of the Dragon and Acolyte all coming out in the same month. Are you going to do after shows for all of them? And I'm like, I don't think I'm doing one for Acolyte. But then the first reactions came out to the first 4 episodes. And again, I wouldn't get too swayed by that, except, and I won't say which one of them they were, there's a couple of them that gave reactions that I personally know do not like Star Wars on Disney Plus and have not liked, with the exception of Andor, have not liked Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus. And they loved what they saw. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's something here. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. When they arrived at our house, my wife Anne loved the feel of them so much, she couldn't even wait for me to get home to put them on our bed. Miracle Made has self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. Miracle Sheets also have incredible comfort and quality. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So go to TryMiracle, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to TryMiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Anyway, Rob, we've had to take a chance to look at the posters. We got some characters descriptions. What's your overall anticipation level level for this show right now? Has it moved at all recently? And do any of these characters particularly interest you?
Well, first of all, overall, I'm guarded. You know, I'm taking the wait and see attitude. I don't feel like you. I thought the trailers were surprisingly flat.
Yeah. And
the dialogue, the delivery of the dialogue was not something I went, whoa, those characters are really neat. I'm like, So I'm guarded. The responses from people was, I thought, really shocked. It actually shocked me how much people liked it. I was like, really? This is that good? These character descriptions are cool. Come on. A Wookiee. I love the name of the Wookiee. At a Wookiee Jedi Knight.
Naka. Yeah, I like
bring it on. Great name. Redolent of Chewbacca's name a little bit, but totally cool. I'm into it.
How many Russian names end in OV?
That's what I mean. That's why I like that they kept that naming convention. I thought it was cool. But here's the thing, John. Star Wars, when you first saw Star Wars, you had Obi-Wan as a Jedi Knight. You had Luke training to become a Jedi Knight. But you also had a princess and you had a smuggler. And I like the diversity of the different kinds of characters that were part of that story because you had different character energy. If once again we're just seeing Jedi Knights, I mean, like, I hope that we get a different flavor of Star Wars character in this show as well because it's a big universe. And if we're just gonna, if Star Wars is just going to be about the Jedi, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back were not necessarily just about the Jedi. There was always 2 different tacks. There was groups of characters that were different things. And now it seems like all we're doing, like Star Wars, is only about either the Jedi or bounty hunters. I mean, I hope, and it looked like the show had a lot of interesting characters in it besides these. So I'm really hoping that we get more of a sort of an overall view of the Star Wars universe that we haven't seen before, and we're not just dealing with the Jedi or Sith Lords. I'd like to see more of the universe.
I guess it depends on the story they're telling.
Yeah,
right?
100%. 100%.
Because I mean, if it's a truly an internal mystery surrounding the Jedi,
Right.
to see Jedi functioning in that caste system they have of Jedi Masters, Jedi Knights, Padawans, the interaction of that, the different personalities that they may all have, I could see it, but I think you're 100% right. I think they have to make sure to pepper in some strong side characters that aren't Jedi as well to balance out the story.
Because I got to tell you, as much hatred as Attack of the Clones as it gets, I liked seeing Obi-Wan interacting with like Dexter Jetster and going like Lana Suet over on Camino.
Yeah.
Like just talking with weird people in the Star Wars universe that had nothing to do with the Jedi. Cloners from Camino. You know, I liked him. I like
watching Mel's Diner in Star Wars, do you?
Well, that was not good. I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea of a you know, like a bartender, like
an information broker.
Something. And I liked, you know, death sticks, going to a club.
Yes, you want some death sticks.
You know, and Canto Bite. Go to a casino.
By the way, I'm sorry to sidetrack. The kid who did that, you want some death sticks? Wasn't that somebody? That ended up being somebody. Like, it's like, did you know that the guy who was,
I forget.
And now I forget. I forget who it was. If anybody in the live chat knows who that was, let me know. Anyway.
But that's I would like to see a larger look at the Star Wars universe of the time. That's what I'm hoping for the show. In addition to, because we get the Jedi Knights. I know. But it'll be interesting to see.
I can't remember if you were on the show that we talked about. Did you see the fight scene that they released?
Yes.
Between Jedi Master Soul and May?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if the show's going to end up being garbage or not. But I said it on the show, and some people got mad at me for saying it, but I'm like, seriously, think about it. I think that's the best hand-to-hand combat we've ever seen in Star Wars.
I thought it was great. We didn't talk about it, but I thought it was really good. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, why didn't you put more of that in the trailer? You know, it's like,
yeah.
I mean, there was some of it, but you let that scene play. It would seem like they picked all the flattest line readings and like, I don't know who cut that trailer, but it wasn't good.
You remember us talking about the trailer and I said, you know what they really need to do? Put out a scene, release a clip. And then along came that fight clip. And I'm like, okay, now you're starting to get me on board.
Right.
So I don't know.
I have my attention.
Yeah. You had my curiosity.
I'm Calvin Candy now.
Now you have my attention. I don't know if this is going to be another piece of junk. I don't know if it's going to be amazing. I certainly hope it's more, Andor than Obi-Wan, but I don't know. We'll see. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about these character descriptions that we've gotten for these new upcoming characters? And where's your thought? My anticipation has been like a roller coaster on this. It's been going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's a little bit more swinging on the upside right now. Where's yours at right now? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.